who is our former president, who lost power in August 2021, and subsequently things didn't go well. He was not the best of the current president in all manner and shape. President Edgar Chagwa died a very sad man. And one of the injuries he suffered under this administration, which he complained on daily basis to many of us who interacted with him, was the theft of the Patriotic Front by this administration from the Registrar of Society. As you might know, Registrar of Society is a government department where a lot of criminalities were done unprocedurally, but a case of abuse of state power. And he felt that was the last stroke. Many, after he's buried, I think they will tell their own stories. Isiero died a sad man. And I was not surprised when the family decided to take upon themselves to bury Isiero. Although, in a shockingly manner, the state decided to intervene using state power, that they will bury Isiero now. Even Isiero, you have seen in clips, he says somebody who killed your son, somebody who didn't like you, tomorrow morning wants to come and be the guest of honor, even making speeches at an enemy's funeral. It's common sense and it's a moral issue. But the blame game will not help matters. What is important is that we put an end to this matter. We allow the family, this government and the people of Zambia will lose nothing.
Doesn't the government deserve credit for stopping the family from burying the body in South Africa?
No, there is no credit. There is only malice.
Because if they didn't intervene, that body would have been buried in South Africa. The ceremony had already kicked off.
I was part of that ceremony. I was part of that ceremony. That was the wish. Let's put the Kenyan issue, which is recent, which is about 3-4 days. The deceased Raila Omoro Odinga died in India, and he had left a will or a wish that he must be buried within 72 hours. And if you saw the statements from the president and from cabinet office, at the center of the funeral arrangement was the family. We are consulting the family, and the decision of the family will take center stage. And that's exactly what happened. And if you saw, the president of Kenya, His Excellency President Ruto, was almost towards the end, the person to do the board viewing and later on visit the graveyard, because that was a funeral basically managed by the family with full state support. Funeral is not about the presidents. And the Lungu family, they have not asked for anything but a simple glitch which seems to put this sympathy. The request which has brought us this far and making us incurring state expenses is that the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, must not attend the funeral. And at that point, the President could have said, fine, I will delegate. I will not go there. He loses nothing. But again, the challenge we face, the President himself does not make statements on this funeral. But his satellite colleagues are the ones who speak on his behalf. But one would want the president. You saw how Ruto came up when Raila Odinga died. He called all his cabinet colleagues and permanent secretaries in a room, and he addressed the nation. He eulogized Odinga. He gave him a good recognition as a former prime minister. He did not do it in order to be at the center stage of the burial. Now, 4 months plus in this country, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has never addressed the nation specifically on the matter of ECL. He has never eulogized ECL. He has never recognized his works and his presidency. But he makes passing comments about ECL. A moment of silence. Let's pray for him. Let him say much.
Oh, you think the presidency was put in an awkward position where the family were the ones to announce the death? I mean, usually there's protocol. You'd expect that would have been announced by the president. So then, obviously, that just complicated everything from the start.
No, it didn't complicate anything. Raila Odinga's death in India was announced by the family, not by the government. But when it was announced by the family, the government, through the presidency, made an official announcement. The family did theirs, the presidents did theirs, the secretary to cabinet announced the arrangements on how they will proceed on the burial of Raila Omoro Odinga.
But then also it's not entirely true that the president didn't address the nation concerning the death of the president. He did put out a statement. He did put out a statement, and also when it was coming to the end of, when he decided that we needed to go back to normal with the period of national mourning, he did go to national television and spoke about that.
No.
That doesn't count as him addressing the situation?
First, he announced the death of his predecessor on a Facebook page that has no seal, no sound. Then when he comes back, is to cancel the funeral and sounding very angry.
Did he sound angry?
He sounded and looked angry. I watched him. But he didn't eulogize ECL. You see, when you go to any funeral, you don't need to be a former president. You don't need to be a former minister. You just need to be a living person. And when you die, when you go to a funeral, there is a eulogy that you give to the departed, who he was. Some will call it life history. There will be somebody from his former workplace. There will be somebody from his social club. There will be somebody from the church to recognize the departed. We have not done this. We have just engaged in the battle of supremacy, where the state must get what they want, the dead body. But you are getting a dead body for what? To give him a dignified send-off, which again, everybody doesn't believe because of the relationship and the way ECL has been treated since he left office. He was a nobody who must be recognized in death. That is hypocrisy. Let's be fair to each other. Let's respect each other. Let's recognize those who have gone before us. And what is even more disheartening, none of the government officials, the president, the vice president, the speaker, and many more have found time and space to try to meet the former first lady and have a conversation with her. But they are using emissaries. Some of them who are not very close to Lungu. Some of them who have used bad words against Lungu. People like former Vice President Enoch Kavindere, Leslie Mbola. Who does that? Again, that is a mockery. So I plead today that can we put closure? The president himself, when he cancelled the national day, rather the period of national mourning, he said we cannot be mourning in what? Finish? We cannot be mourning in perpetuity.
Perpetuity.
Yes, perpetuity. He said it. But he has brought us back in mourning. Until ECL is buried, there will be no closure. So we have a court matter which is totally unnecessary. They should have allowed the family to take the center stage. You can't sue a dead body, let alone the grieving family. that is totally unacceptable. But before I end,
the suing of a dead body, that's not really what happened, is it? That's twisting.
That's the implication. Why are they in court? It's because of the dead body. But I must make another appeal. The president has got a full cabinet. In that cabinet, surely they can't think uniformly. There must be somebody who must talk to the president that let's bury Isiel. Allow the family to take center stage. I know they fear the man, but out of fear, they are losing a lot. I plead with the vice president, the cabinet ministers. I know very well, somebody has spoken to me, that even the decision of suing the Lungu family didn't go through a cabinet meeting. It has no cabinet approval. This is a one-man decision. The president, the secretary to the cabinet, and the attorney general.
The attorney general said he made that decision and it wasn't directed from the president.
No.
That's what he said.
The attorney general said what?
He said he decided to make that move and it didn't come as a directive from the president.
No.
That's what he said.
I think the attorney general, who is an advisor to government, is being economic on the truth. He cannot do anything outside the presidential directive. He cannot go and sue a family without the president. That's why the president is playing in the background, because he's the one pulling the strings. If today, I can tell you this and now, if President Hichilema comes out and tells the nation that I have decided to pull out of this case and allow the Lungu family to bury their beloved, the Attorney General will be nowhere to throw spanners.
Is the Lungu family blameless in all of this? Because this whole situation has divided opinion. So you're only looking at the side of the president, but what about the family? What about them?
Is their husband?
Isiel wasn't just didn't belong to the family. He's a former president who was loved by so many people, and they want him to be buried in Zambia.
But you do a census. Majority of the Zambians who appreciate what Isiel went through would want him to be buried in South Africa, away from this administration. These are facts. Let me tell you one thing. Isiel was not treated as a former president, that you know. And the listeners outside there, they know. He was harassed. This is a man who was offloaded from the plane, a former president, without any reason. And up to today, you have never asked any single government official, why did you remove from the plane? And you want those who suffered with him just to ignore that? Isiel has not been treated as a former president.
But he was given all the benefits that a former president, is supposed to get. The only time that was revoked was when he decided to get back into active politics, which is expected, isn't it?
You're also being economic. Isiel had retired. Isiel faced a lot of challenges. To keep himself fit, he used to go around jogging. You are a journalist. What happened to those joggings? They were declared political. The OIG addressed the nation that man must stop that. Isiel used to go to church to interact because he's human and he's a free man. What happened to that? You are a journalist. You saw what the police, he was being stopped even to enter certain churches. And you say he had the benefit. The benefit was to be confined to his house? Not at all.
When you look at the benefits that a former president is supposed to get, he got those benefits.
Yeah, but
so when you say
as
he wasn't
prisoner,
treated as a former president, that's not entirely the truth.
No. Let's be fair on the issue of Isiel. Let's see what happened. Isiel returned to politics when the political party was stolen. And you were there. You have the speech which he made.
And after he made the announcement, that's when those benefits were revoked.
And he didn't fight back. Did he die fighting for the benefits? No. He lived as an ordinary citizen. The day he escaped, when there was this lady from the UN, the rapporteur, the day he escaped, he went to South Africa. Four workers at the airport were fired. Who allowed them to stamp ECL's passport, or who allowed the exit? There is a matter in court today. You see, let's not complicate things. Let's do what is right. We are all Zambians. The fact that you must put on record is that ECL was never treated as a former president with due respect.
But let's talk about the current state of the opposition today.
Yes,
we're seeing leadership wrangles in Patriotic Front, Tonse Alliance. We're seeing so many different messages coming from different members there. How can this issue be addressed properly? What's your message to those people who are vying for the top job in these, parties and alliances?
You see, politics, for what it is adversary. The people are jostling for power, and in the process, it's the public to see whether the one fighting who is worth the fight. My call to the opposition is very simple. Get together, organize yourselves, and choose a leader. Because what is missing in the current situation is the state-sponsored confusion in the Patriotic Front, where the PF has been stolen by the state and given to Chavinga. Because I have, from day one, I have refused that Mr. Mao Sampa held a convention successfully and got PF. And when Mao Sampa decided to reconcile with the former president, the party secretly, even you don't even know how Chavinga became president. Nobody knows. But he has been recognized by the Republican president. He calls him a leader of the opposition, leader this, leader that. Knowing very well there has been an element of criminality. How you understand this thing? When somebody forms a political party, there is one document you deposit with the Registrar of Society, a government institution, and that's a party constitution as a guiding line for that political party. And the Patriotic Front did deposit, and that constitution is there at the registrar. It gives you the roadmap of how you hold a convention and how you select a new leader, and how minutes of that convention are taken to the Registrar of Society. But there was a shortcut. When the Registrar of Society refused to recognize the Mao Sampa Convention, she was fired by somebody in the Ministry of Home Affairs. They brought in a new person in acting capacity who changed the office bearers and put Mao Sampa there. Mao Sampa had a sham convention. But when it came to Chavinga has never even had a convention. But he has moved to be recognized by the Republican president, who was sworn to protect, uphold, and defend the Constitution. That is the oath of office that the president holds.
Everything you're alleging, isn't that still the fault of the Patriotic Front for not going to have any convention fast enough?
So if
they left the door open for political manufacturing, then
if they delay to have a convention, you break the law. Is that the way it's supposed to be done?
No, but one would ask, why did the Patriotic Front take so long to pick a leader that would
No, that's their problem. That's
going forward.
Call them here, but does that call for anybody to break the law? In fact, they didn't need to hold that convention. As the UPND held a convention, they wanted to hold a convention to replace Mr. Edgar Chagwarungu. It was not a must, that convention. It wasn't. All political parties held their convention in 2021, which runs for 5 years, as per constitution. As UPND held a convention. The answer is no. Why should only PF hold a convention? That was their only decision.
But when their leader retires, shouldn't they then have that convention to pick somebody?
That's again up to
pick the next person.
No, that's up to their constitution. You and me cannot discuss PF constitution. You are not a member. I am not a member. But me, I'm looking at the law. The vandalism that is being done at the Registrar of Society. There is criminal activities there.
So how do they address this? Because 2026 rather, a few months away, one can even say we're already in an election year because you don't have a full year.
Let me assist the country. What the state has stolen is a document at the Register of Society. They have not stolen the spirit and structure of the Patriotic Front. That's why it's still alive. That part was stolen in 2023, October 2023, to be specific, 24th October. And have you seen the vibrance in the PF without a head? Can you imagine what PF was going to be if it had a leader? But without a leader, there is a man who has been given the documents. Have you seen his following? His hero died. He couldn't even go to the funeral. But that...
I hear that messaging of the people are the opposition. I've
Yes,
heard
they
that
are.
countless times.
Yeah.
But if there are no clear people in the opposition and the opposition seem disorganized, who do the people vote for? Who's the alternative if there's no organized opposition? That's the question that a lot of people ask. Where do the people turn to if they don't like what's happening with the incumbent? Because you're saying the people are the opposition. Who do they turn
now,
to?
you don't confuse yourselves. I've told you the opposition is the people. But I know what you want to draw to me. You want a political party. Is it?
Not necessarily.
But what do you
party.
want?
It could be an individual.
Yes.
Who's organized enough?
Let me tell you.
to galvanize
Let me
a
tell
campaign.
you. Yes, let me tell you. Maybe that's for us to move further. In this country, we have enough leadership. Already there is a new kid on the block. John Sangwa has come on the market. We have Binwero Mpundu. We have Makebi Zulu. These are young men. We have Munduvile. We have Greyford Monde. I'm giving you people in a sober way who can, in less than 24 hours, come as blockbusters. So, don't push people towards desperation. The opposition is the people. First, mark that one. The leadership is there. We can market John Sangwa in less than 4 months because he's got a track record, he's credible, he's visionary, and is attractive. We can market Greyford Monde in less than 5 months. He's a young, intelligent, educated individual appealing to the youth, very young. We have Binwero Mpundu, Ichavaiche. These are men who can come and make a difference. So we shouldn't waste much time. The leadership is there. I know the challenge we face, all of us. We must have a appointed leader, one single presidential leader. And there is also a danger to that. This government is locking up opposition leaders. You must accept that. Very soon, you remember this statement. When the certain individuals come out as poor leaders, you will see the police knocking on their door with all manner of cases and accusations and charge sheet. We are living in very extraordinary times. We must accept that we are all endangered species at this moment in time. We have a big brother.
Endangered species.
Of course. If you are not, I am.
That sounds very exaggerated. Have you had any... Have the police come knocking on your door? You're very active in the political space.
Are you the only one in Jerusalem who is not aware that the Lord has risen? I'm in court for sedition. A colonial charge. Munia Zulu is in jail for hate speech. And there are many more. My friend, I don't want to sound too pessimistic. Let's have hope, because we are going towards the end of the 5-year term of our brothers and sisters in the UPND. Thank you.
If you just tuned in, we have Mr. Brebna Changala. He is a civil rights activist. He's our guest today here on the hot seat on Hot 87.7. My name is Chisha Mwambe. I am your host. Now, when we started the show, I did ask about Bill 7.
Bill 7.
What are your thoughts on that bill? Yes, it's pretty much fizzled away, but now we have terms of reference for a technical committee that was appointed by President Hichilema.
First, let's agree. The UPND came to power on the backbone of change. The UPND came to power on the backbone of the restoration of the rule of law. The Bill 7 that was taken to Parliament, harshly to cure a known remedy by this administration, has been declared unconstitutional by the Constitutional Court. Therefore, appointing that committee which the President has done to look at Bill 7, that committee is BID. It has been brought in dead. The Bill 7, like Bill 10, have not been accepted by the Zambian populace. We must agree that the constitution is a constitution for all Zambians and all those who live in the Republic of Zambia. It is not a constitution for one political party. It's not a constitution for the president. Not at all. That's why when you are making a constitution, it must be broadly researched, consulted, and agreed.
Which is what this technical committee are meant to do now, isn't it?
No, not at all. This technical committee...
According to the terms of reference, that's what is being asked.
The terms of reference, if you have read them, they are Bill 7. You take the rejected bill and convert it into terms of reference. Read anything there. Hold the Bill 7 here and get the terms of reference, put them there. That is all Bill 7. They are trying to get Bill 7 through the back door. But I can assure President Hichilema and his colleagues that these maneuvers are anti-Zambian, are anti the spirit of good governance, is abuse of state power. I want to ask the chairman of this technical committee, Mr. Mushavati, to tell the nation whether the article that has been used to appoint him is the correct article. And being a former judge and a lawyer, does he agree to the article the president has used to appoint him? Because he should have been appointed under the Inquiries Act, which could have given him certain judicial powers to summon witnesses and to subpoena certain documents and individuals. So we also need the technical committee to be fair to itself, not to rush because the economy is harsh, but to accept certain appointments with the full realization that they are there to serve the country diligently. This technical committee that has been appointed under a wrong statute. But I wouldn't be a judge here. I would want the chairman, because he has to go public. He has to clarify, or the secretary to the cabinet indeed, must clarify, because this technical committee will land itself in big problem and they will have nobody to blame. When you get an appointment that is wrongly done, it's up to the individual to accept or to decline. But I've seen in Zambia, there is rush for these allowances and other emoluments to accept and carry out duties that are anti the people of Zambia. Thank you.
What do you think is the motive of this whole process?
The motive of the whole process is desperation on the part of the regime, the current regime, because this Bill 7 is their lifeline. Mind you, they want to do delimitation. But are you aware that there is a delimitation report? Are you aware, sir? There is a delimitation report which was done to tell you and I certain areas whose constituencies are so large which must be divided. That's delimitation. It's in Bill 7. But the delimitation report is not with you and I. Who is having the delimitation report? Because we want to know which areas are going to be under delimitation. Because the information we have, the delimitation they want to do is in their strongholds. And they have not argued that suspicion. They have not tackled it. They want to increase more constituencies in their areas to counter certain pressures from other regions.
But if you haven't seen the report, how can you come up with that conclusion?
Let them give us a report. These, I've told you, these are what people are worried about. You see, when you do a government document on government finance, it's not a secret. You make it public. We have been around. Delimitation reports are always public. Always public. What is special about this one? You as a journalist, can you demand for it? Go and tell them there is this thing that is giving Mr. Changala problems. Can we have a delimitation report? But what I'm hearing is that once Bill 7 goes in, then they will drop the bombshell, the bombshell, which is their lifeline. Delimitation. Then we are going to know which area are supposed to be going under delimitation. When it's supposed to be the other way around. We are supposed to know which area. Is Lusaka being divided in 2, 3, 4 constituents?
But before we see the report, we can't really make that assumption.
Can you demand for that report? Why do they want delimitation? Tell me also. Why do they want it? Why do they want to subdivide Kafue? Why do they want to subdivide Mandevu? If they want, anyway, because I don't know whether Mandevu is part of it. But I'm giving you these large constituencies. So you have a duty. I know the government officials are now running away from these radio shows where they are supposed to answer the questions I'm putting up. And it's your job to go and enter their offices and seek clarifications. You want delimitation. They want to increase the number of nominated members of parliament. That is usurping democracy. Because MPs must be elected. Already the president nominates 8. I don't know what number he wants to nominate now.
Supposed to move from 8 to 10 is what is being proposed in.
Yeah,
that was proposed in.
I'm very happy that you know more than I do. So these are things that people are trying to say. Can we sit down? Already the president in this country, the presidency is too powerful. You just want to start adding on power after power. Why don't they give us a bill that will reduce presidential powers? Why can't they bring that bill and see how we are going to support them and how we are going to dance? That the president will have nothing to do with the judiciary. The president will have nothing to do with the legislature. The president will have nothing to do with the Anti-Corruption Commission. The president will have nothing to do with the DEC. And the president will have nothing to do with the Electoral Commission of Zambia. If they bring progressive adjustments to the constitution in that direction, not where we build a monster which we can't handle even today. With the current constitution, we can't handle the presidency. He's doing what he wants. And he has no supervisor. And yet he's supposed to be a public servant. You and I are supposed to supervise him. But you will use the police to come and curtail our role as watchdogs. Thank you.
I would like to know, how would you assess the UPND's overall governance record over the past 4 years? Particularly in terms of democratic accountability and civil liberties?
The The UPND is one of the political parties that suffered so much while in opposition. For the information of your listeners, the opposition UPND was in opposition for 23 years. And that out of that 23 years, 16 years are credited to Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. The remaining years were under Anderson Kambela Mazoka. This UPND, including President Hakainde Hichilema, they suffered the wrath of the state and state police. When they were elected, it was a sigh of relief. Many of us who supported them, we thought they are coming to power to carry out massive reforms so that nobody who is in the opposition will ever suffer in the manner they did. We expected police reforms, judicial reforms, civil service reforms, parastatal reforms, and other reforms in the law enforcement agencies. But alas, I'm here to tell you that the UPND was actually envying the brutality that the previous regimes were carrying out on the opposition.
How exactly were they envying?
Because they are just a copycat of the previous regime. They have changed the no law concerning the way the police conduct themselves. I am here, not a rumor, to tell you, we are going to a general election 4 years down the line. The opposition are not allowed to hold a rally, to hold a procession, to canvass and sell their manifestos and ideas. The police will be there. Then if you look, apart from UNIP, there has been a high turnover of political prisoners. People who have been taken to jail for their own conscience, for what they say. Not that they have stolen, but because they have spoken or they have used a keypad on the phone or on a computer. The current president promised while in the opposition that one of the things he will do first when he comes to power is to strike off the cyber law. He has come to strengthen the cyber law fourfold, making it reduce the democratic space of an ordinary citizen and create fear in the people that they cannot share idea freely because there is this cyber law. They have introduced, or rather it has always been there, a colonial law, hate speech, which I keep on asking. Hate speech against who? Zambia is a unitary state. And we have 73, if not 72 tribes. And Kaunda worked very hard to unite this country. In this country today, there is no one tribe that is superior to the other. I keep on saying, in this country today, you have Nyambe Mulenga, Liswaniso Chileshe, Habenzu Mpundu. There is Piri Namakando. Now, if you want to propagate hate speech, it's hate speech against which tribe? Because Kaunda cross-pollinated this country, where we are enjoying tribal marriages, where Bembas have invaded the Tonga women. Lozis have married a lot of Easterners. The Kalunda, they have married a lot of Lambas and Tongas. You see, today to identify yourself with one tribe is a tragedy. It's a serious tragedy. But for somebody even to go and use the law to arrest somebody, that you have just propagated some tribal statement or tribal speech. But this is what they are doing to instill fear. People are failing to talk.
But is it important to, stop people from spreading hatred on tribal lines?
Against who? Which
against
tribe?
Each other, against people. Like, isn't it right to stop people from insulting each other on tribal lines.
My friend, we are 61 years after independence. You are a journalist. Why should this speech only emerge under the UPND? For the last 50 years, you mean Kaunda never saw it, Chiruba never saw it, Mwanawasa never saw it, Rupia Bozanbanda never saw it, Michael Sata never saw it. Only this administration has seen that people are insulting each other on tribal lines. And you start arresting people. First you mount a sensitization how bad what you are trying to do is. You don't just start ambushing people. And this is how people have been living. For example, there is a tribal cousinship between Bembas and Ngonis. A lot of nonsense is said. Surely can you go and lock up somebody? I went to school in Western Province, where we Bembas are called Mashori. You know what Lishori is? He's a thief. Then there is tribal cousins between the Lozis and the Tongas. For the last 60 years, people have never gone to court to answer what they say in their own traditional chimbuyas. But this one, there is a reason. There's something of hegemony. There's something they want to cure. Because there is this thing they keep on saying, we were marginalized. We were disadvantaged. They thought other people cannot govern. Other people. Who are those other people?
You mentioned hegemony. Are you saying the UPND are favoring one tribe to rule over everyone? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's it. Yes. The answer is yes. You are a Zambian. You live here. I live here. So it's up to you to make an independent, informed position.
But what informs that position?
It's through appointments, through statements, through association, and through. If you look at the heading of most of these institutions, if you look at them, they are skewed towards one area.
When you look at different ministries, you have different tribes there. So where does this school of thought come from?
Let's not stop. Let's stop what we can't contain. We are under siege. And the moment we start facing reality, we will solve a problem. When we ignore a problem because we are scared that will be misunderstood, that is the beginning of your downfall. The truth must be said for what it is. There are people who have been put in very awkward positions, and yet they have excelled in life. I'll give you a good example. Mwangala Zalomis, who is the head of the ECZ, is a UPND member. She has always been. And I quarreled with the president over appointment. This is a woman who is qualified to hold that office. That I can tell you. This is a lady who has lived exemplary patriotic life in Zambia. She has contributed a lot. But our appointment has eaten in her credibility and integrity. Because these are some of the appointments which anybody can easily decline. To say, I do qualify, but this job I cannot do because of my relationship with the political party. Because ECZ is Electoral Commission of Zambia, where other players will come to just for a vote. And when you are biased, it's very difficult to do things the other way. The other person I can give you on record is the acting Auditor General, Ronnie Mwambwa. Ronnie Mwambwa is highly educated. Highly educated, competent enough. And he worked for Auditor General's office before he was frustrated under the Patriotic Front and he left the country. He went to work in West Africa. This is a man that has been acting for more than 2 years because he doesn't qualify. But he was brought back to come and head the office of the Auditor General after they wounded out Dick Chembe, who was the Auditor General at that time. They brought him only to soil his name. Parliament cannot ratify him. But he has been imposed at the office of the Auditor General when he doesn't even qualify. These are people who could have easily said, Mr. President, I cannot do this job. Maybe I will come as a consultant. But because there is this thing, we were disadvantaged. We were not recognized. I don't know what word. Because this is what is bringing these problems. We need to bring everybody on board. Because the ones who were there before, they were selective. And if you overdo something, it becomes clear that you have a different agenda. I've given you 2 examples.
So, if what you're saying is true, is there a way that the system can work for everyone to be included?
Yes. That's how Kaunda succeeded. I am happy you have asked me that question. What Kaunda used to do, and it's on record, you can Google. Kaunda used to practice what he used to call tribal balancing. That's how you had Narumino Mundia, Prime Minister. Madimba Masheke, Prime Minister. Daniel Risulo, Prime Minister. Elijah Mudenda, Mungoni Liso. I'm giving you names probably which you might not know because they died before you were born. Kaunda had a good system where one tribe did not dominate the other. We had Ruben Kamanga, Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe, Kebi Musokotwane. The list is long. This country had a share of leadership under tribal balancing. And the fighting or jostling for these positions was not as it is today. There is one section of society or regions that are complaining, that are not happy. No matter how you are going to tell them to say, look at the cabinet. There is Dorini Mwamba there. There is Felix Mutati. There is this youth and sport in Kandu. What is their influence there?
What do you mean by that? What is their influence?
They have taken their names there, but how much can they change anything? Yes, he can change the supply of money to FAS. Beyond that, I don't think much. But this is a topic for another day. This country, I have always demanded that we must have a national Indaba. We must have a national conference. And I've pleaded with President Hichilema that allow the people of Zambia to come in one room and discuss the challenges they face. There is a lot of complaining on the street. Zambians feel let down by a very government that they supported, that it will bring change and it will bring national unity. As I speak to you, this country is as divided as I have never seen before. I grew up not knowing what was my tribe. I grew up not knowing what was my neighbor's tribe. We were one Zambia, one nation. This was inculcated in our head. Now, we have a generation which was born free. And one could have thought with the death of David Kaunda, our first president, tribalism had ended. Because the generation that has been born after what we call the millennia, 2000, knows no tribe. They don't even understand. You ask a guy, you are Nyambe, yes. From which place in Western Province? I've never been there. So, what He just got a name that is from Western Province called Nyambe. But this tribalism is not part of it. In fact, he's dating a guy called Mulenga. Mulenga, where do you come from? Even Mulenga doesn't know where he comes from. He just says, my dad gave me the name. But he tells me he comes from Northern. They've never been there. So this is why I find this problem of tribalism. I can tell you, the tribe is dead. Take it from me. But somebody is trying to use it for political, what can I say? For political benefit. Because you hear these words in this current regime, it's our time. Oh, it's your time. Where were you that you lost time? Only to discover it now. And these are not cooked up stories. These are facts. Because somebody is not trying to explain what a unitary state is supposed to look like and how a unitary state is supposed to behave like. Leadership is important. Kaunda invested a lot. Chiluba invested a lot. Mwanawasa invested a lot. That included Rupia Bwezanbanda. This country was one unitary state until recently. This tribe. Where is it coming from? And I can tell you it will not stick. Sooner rather than later, it will fade away with a whisper. Because nobody will identify himself or herself with a tribe. Thank you.
Well, let's involve the people. If you have a question or a contribution, feel free to call us now. It's 0974-870-877. We have Mr. Brebna Changala. He's our guest today, a civil rights activist.
You're listening to The Hot Seat on Hot FM 87.7. It's time for you to call now and get involved. Call now and get involved.
Yes, give us a call, 0974-870-877. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Chifokolo.
Chifokolo. All right, please go ahead. What's your contribution?
Good morning, Edgar.
Good morning, Mr. Chifokolo, is it?
Thank you so much, Mr. Changala, who interacted before and I followed the program. Please, the guest is trying to omit something. I've heard he has talked about tribe. He talks about Kaunda, and we thank him for the names that he has brought out, those who are appointed as prime ministers. But I feel is deliberately the kind of cabinet that Kaunda had instituted, the kind of cabinet that we saw in Chiruba. Let him also tell us the kind of appointment that your Michael Princess had appointed and the kind of appointment that Walungu also appointed. Just talk about people that have been appointed from the Northern Bloc, and according to him, they can do nothing or they can do little. But I can assure you that in this government of Wagainde Hichilema, majority of the people who are cabinet ministers are coming from the Northern Bloc. Let him check the facts and see the number of those that are coming from Southern, those that are coming from Western, those that are coming from Lusaka, Central, Northwestern, and compare with those that are coming from the Northern Bloc. I rest myself. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for your call. 0974-870-877. What is your contribution? Question or contribution for Mr. Brebna Changala, who is a civil rights activist. He joins us as our guest today here on the Hot Seat on Hot 87.7. Call us now. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is John.
John, please go ahead.
No, just.
Hello?
Okay, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, John. Please go ahead.
Okay. So I have a question. I have a contribution to make.
Sorry, John, if you have us on loudspeaker, just use your mouthpiece. We are struggling to hear you.
All right, okay. I've done.
All right.
Is it clear now?
Much better.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, question contribution yanga ni hapa ni I'm supporting na vakamba vamagosi emba edigarungu. Let's just bury the man in peace. The president when power you come back about for this so that we can back the issue. That's my point. Then concerning the appointment in ministry, I'm sure you can also, like the previous caller said, Bangateko is the Vashkachani, Makamakari, Michael Saka, Michael Saka, and Eddie. So sometimes it's very important we measure this issue in accuracy. On a particular 100%, no. Even so it's about understanding each other. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, John, for your call there. 0974-870-877. Feel free to call us now and give us your contribution. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook, on the Hot FM Zambia Facebook page, feel free to leave a comment there, and we'll, throw it to our guest here. Call us now. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Your name, please?
Clement Tembo.
Mr. Clement Tembo.
Yes.
All right, please go ahead.
I'd like to commend you, Changala, our guest today.
Thank you.
I think you are brave enough, and the experience that you have is what we need in this nation. I think you've tried as much as possible to be very balanced. I think what we need now as a nation is a serious dialogue. Let us stop pointing fingers. I think we have reached a stage in our nation where things have reached, a very dangerous stage. And we all need to bring our minds together and sit in one place and agree how to direct the nation. We don't want to point and say this government has done what, but let's just sit down. And if our colleagues that are in the ruling party are willing, I think the time is now. Let us put aside the arrogance.
Clement,
everyone is important in this nation.
Clement, when you say we're in a dangerous place, what exactly do you mean by that?
I think we've reached a point where, especially the fact that there is a group that thinks only they themselves can determine the course of running the nation. I think even those that are in opposition are as equally important as those that are governing. Now, if the team that is governing has become so arrogant that they are not willing to bend down, look at the issues of the constitution reforms that are going in the nation. I think it's a plea that I'm making to my colleagues in the government today. Let us sit down and reflect. There's just been so much, hate that has been created. People are complaining. Let us sit down and agree. Every government comes and goes. There's been the unit government, MMD, including PF. We were told by people, stop being arrogant. And this is how we lost power as PF. Time has come for UPND to listen to the people. The people are the majority. A government is a small team. We are asking our colleagues, please sit down. To you, Mr. Brebna Changara, we are very few brave people. And I just want to thank you for taking your time. We need more people like you. My appeal again to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hichilema, please accept dialogue. Accept dialogue. This nation is far much bigger than individuals. We are living in a time that, there's so much, power with individuals according to more than institutions. Okay, big man syndrome. We need to cut the big man syndrome. Let us respect our institutions so that this nation can move forward. We are one big united nation. Do not allow individuals
Clement,
to divide the nation.
Thank you for your
God
call,
bless
Clement. All right, please, you could go ahead and respond. To those
First, I will start with the last caller, Mr. Tembo. I'm very grateful. I'm humbled. Wakwi, the president made a commitment that he will be calling for national dialogue. The president makes very good statements which he doesn't follow up. If you look at the date when Madam Nawakwi died and when she was buried to today, nobody talks about that. What they are doing is trying to govern this country in their own way, in exclusion of those who are complaining, in exclusion of the church, in exclusion of the opposition, in exclusion of the civil society, the youth, the women. The president will do better and he will learn a lot if he decided to govern this country together with those people who elected him. I end there. Then the first caller gave me a challenge that I had talked about national unity, talking about Kaunda, Chiluba. Then I ended with the MMD. Conveniently, I left out the PF of Michael Sata and the PF of ECL. Now, there is one thing I keep on telling my colleagues in the ruling party and in government, and in particular, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. The people of Zambia removed the Patriotic Front in 2021 for a reason. They never removed the PF so that the UPND must do exactly what the Patriotic Front was doing. Because I have seen when people complain about the appointments that are made by Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, that day there is a list that keeps on coming out from in their defense from UPND and UPND supporters. They will come out a list of ministers and a list of permanent secretaries and ECL. Now, Zambians are intelligent. They remove you from power because you have done something wrong. And you, by being a copycat of PF, I can assure you, without any shadow of doubt, that you are being kicked out for doing what they reject. Zambians don't like a government that changes a constitution at the 11th hour. You are gone. Zambians don't like a leader who oppresses others. You are gone. Zambians don't like a leader whose mandate and authority is drawn from a policeman. You are gone. Zambians want a leader that gives them the freedoms, rights, and liberties. Then they will tolerate you for a second term. The UPND, which is reading the Riot Act from the Patriotic Front, will be relegated to history like the Patriotic Front. This is free advice. It's either you take it or you sink. So, trying to compare PF with the current regime in terms of justification, we are doing it because PF did it. But where is PF? You must ask yourself, what is PF? That's where you are going. Thank you.
All right, let's pick up some more calls. Give us a call now. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Well, thanks. How are you?
Is this piece of Chromes?
This is Chromes, yeah. Your name?
This is the Honorable himself, Honorable Mkosa.
Honorable Mkosa.
Yes.
Okay, we have Mr. Rebna Changala here.
Yeah, Washangara Mutishani.
Yo, trifebwino wa Mkosa mukose.
Yeah, tualikosa mfukose na mkati. Yeah, I'm just wondering, my brother, the way you are coming out. It is very disappointing for you to say government mukliche mitundu yo ingono kapena umozi wamene uli pamwamba. What do you mean really? Can you compare na vamene venzochitika mu PF vamene kwenzopezeka kuti kuyambira kuli minister kuma PSS direct?
My brother, this is what I've
been I'm on the phone, you waone. Allow me to contribute.
Because I've answered that one.
Allow me to contribute.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you feel you are in a right way to condemn how this president has balanced up when it comes to the region, Namitun? Because where you find a minister who is coming from the other region, you find that ESS and directors are coming from other tribes. Huh? The major problem we have in this country is that we have continued relying on you people. We have not changed anything. As if we don't have other people that can talk of other national issues. I don't know, maybe the radio station, they are not able to find other people that can come out different, because it is the same story over and over. This government, Jama NGOs, they are human beings. You don't have to condemn them where you see there's some problems. You need to advise and make sure that you work with the government. But you always want to be on the side of your pointing about it.
I'm not on trial, my dear.
Please, let's just stick to our points and not attack personalities.
No, I'm not trying to attack. I'm just reminding that
yeah, but then,
they are human beings.
You're calling
you're
calling the guest to account with his personality, which we won't allow. Just stick to your points, please.
Yes. Let me conclude. Let me conclude in this manner.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need my media houses. We need to look kuma vantu venango vachitiuzako vintu tibvere kubva nyowani, not the same people every time over and over, same songs. This time around, I was asking one of the political leaders that why are you not telling us what we are going to do different to what this government is doing? You know, the answer they gave me is that the moderators, they are asking us questions which does not they're asking us about Tonse, they're asking us about democracy. If you want us to talk about these things, then tell them to ask us those questions. So it is like also you media houses, you are let down because you always ask questions that does not benefit the Zambian people. You ask things monga ni manyimbo into vimozi na vimozi. I think this is my humble contribution this morning, comrade.
Well, before you go, I will tell you that on this particular platform, we ask all those type of questions. We hold people accountable for what they say, and we follow through. That's what we do here at Hot FM. And we also allow for divergent views to take place. Same way we have Mr. Changala here. You call in, you have your own opinion. You're all allowed to speak because that's your right as a Zambian.
But it is actually raining only vantu venango vaChromes.
Ukabwele iwamene iwe. Kabwele. Usakile wandani.
Maybe you can respond to his
no, I've already responded.
Yeah.
It's the same story. PF did it. You know how it started. If PF did it, have you seen how we have done it? So I think let's talk to somebody else.
Okay, let's pick up another call then. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Combs.
Good morning. What's your name?
Msonda.
Msonda, we have Mr. Changala here.
Mr. Changala, good morning.
Good morning, Bamsonda. Good morning.
To the favor of Changala. Mr. Changala.
Yes, sir.
Don't be distracted.
Yes, sir.
I remember when you were discussing earlier on, you said that the opposition is the people.
Yes.
Don't worry about them when they start asking at the who's your leader, who are you going to vote for in 2026. It's written in black and white. It's about the economy, the way people are being ill-treated. Zambians don't love that. So it's not their problem to know who that we're going to vote for in 2026. But what's on the ground is that people know who they are going to remove,
and it's not a problem who we are going to vote for.
I hear you.
So that's my take, sir.
Right,
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call there. Let's pick up another one, 0974-870-877. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Morning. What's your name?
How are you from?
I'm okay, thank you. What's your name?
Mr. Changala, how are you, sir?
I'm fine,
Okay,
my brother.
let me go.
We need your
Yeah,
name,
thank
sir.
you so much. Let me go ahead and
We need your name, sir.
this is Brother Trisha in Lusaka.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Changala, I'm just here to encourage you to say, don't be discouraged by some callers.
Yes, sir.
You know, you are the same Changala who was speaking when PF was in power.
Yes, sir.
And these same people were in your side. They were clapping for you.
Yes, sir.
Today, since you are speaking against their government, they want to sound as if they are now coming to lecture you.
No, I know them.
Is it our duty as callers? Is it our duty as callers to tell the radio station whom to invite and not to don't invite such one, invite such a one? Is it our duty, honestly?
No, not at all.
So my encouragement to Mr. Changala is that keep on talking. And moreover, let me talk about the issue of our former president, the late. Mr. Changala, what do you look at this issue? From the time the funeral happens, if our president, because what I know, when the funeral happens, people, they go there to console the mourners.
Yes, sir.
How do you look at this situation? If maybe the vice president, Madam Tadina Lumango, maybe the first lady, from the time the funeral happens, they travel to South Africa to talk to the family of our former president.
Yes.
Just to go and show that solidarity.
Yeah.
Don't you think such a thing we are supposed to help in one way or the other? Maybe even just the president himself. Just
Yes.
to go there and mourn with those people. Tell them to say, we are together in these critical moments. Don't you think that way was going to bring a lot of healing to the nation?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right,
Because
Brother
it's like,
Trisha, we need you to conclude, please.
Let me conclude, Chrome. What I mean is, people, they don't just speak through the media. Why can't they take a step to go and face those people? Thank you.
All right, thank you for your call there.
Let me answer you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much for the last caller. This issue of ECL is eating us. At the center of this problem is the president and the family. But the man who is in a stronger position to resolve this matter today, before 17 hours, is President Hichilema. When I started, I said, when the funeral happened, the president was supposed to address the nation live. That excuse that the family had announced is neither here nor there. I've given a good example in Kenya. He should have addressed the nation live with the information available to him. Mind you, he has told the nation, it's on record, that by 6 I knew that ECL had died. But I wanted some more information. He said it himself. Now, he didn't address the nation half the day. In the evening, he made a post on his Facebook page. And one expected that the following day, he will address the nation and eulogize his predecessor, describe him of who he was, and how the people of Zambia will remember him. But most importantly, he was supposed to call an emergency cabinet meeting to arrange the preparations of the funeral of ECL. And from that cabinet, certain individuals should have traveled to South Africa to console the family and listen to them what they expected to be done after his demise. That's where I said he could have sent Madam Nalumango, he could have sent the speaker, he could have sent anybody that was close to ECL. But they made another mistake. This is a man who had a family called Patriotic Front. This administration the president himself should have driven to the PF secretariat, but there was a catch there, because they had already created another PF at Chavinga's residence. So the president should have gone where the Lubinda-led PF faction was, to go and pass his condolences and ask them how they want to handle the funeral of their president, ECL. Nothing was done. The PF made a funeral at the secretariat. The government also made a funeral position at Belvedere Lodge. Total, trying to show the power of the state. But what is important is that there was supposed to be a movement into South Africa by high-leveled delegation, either the First Lady, Madam Mutinta, either the Speaker, and everybody. To today, I want to tell you here, there hasn't been that contact. The president could have even himself flown to South Africa. There is no way that lady, Mrs. Lungu, was going to refuse to meet President Hichilema. The issue of ECL has been badly bungled. But my plea, anything that goes up must come down. ECL must be buried. How is buried? Let's leave the authority, power, and decision-making to the family. And the president holds the key. Make a clear statement, because he has said nothing on ECL's death. He has not eulogized him. He has said nothing about pray for him and a minute of silence. Nothing to that effect. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Changala, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you, and thank you to your listeners. And there is a caller who has offered himself to come next week. If you can get in touch. Good day.
Well, that's the work of our producer. Thank you so much for joining us today. All right, that is Mr. Brebna Changala. He's a civil rights activist. He's been our guest on Tuesday's edition of The Hot Seat. Thank you very much for listening. I've been your host, Chisha Mwambe. And thank you so much for joining us from Kwitu FM 93.3, if that's where you were listening from, or Kanele FM 97.7 in Lundazi, or you were watching on our Facebook page, Hot FM Zambia. Stay tuned. Coming up next is The Urban Vibe. Stay tuned to Hot 87.7.
Hot news, hot DJs, hot music, hot station.
Your weekend is about to get exciting and extra spicy. Welcome to Lusaka Legacy Resort, where a special weekend rate of only 2,800 kwacha gets you dinner, bed, and breakfast at the most serene prime resort in Lusaka. Start your day at our Sunset Cafe, open to guests and your whole family, with breakfast from 0630 to 10:30, lunch from 12:30 to 15 hours, and dinner from 18 hours to 22 hours. Enjoy accommodation, a fully stocked bar, a sparkling swimming pool, and more, all with a breathtaking view of nature. Relax, unwind, and make memories at Lusaka Legacy Resort. Offers valid until 31st October 2025. Visit us at subplot 274 of 382 of Great East Road, Minwood, Chongwe. Call 0762 350 720 to book now.
Your friendly neighborhood hypermarket, Cheers Hypermarket, has gotten closer to you. How close? Personally close. You can now access Cheers Hypermarkets on your mobile phone via the Yango app. That's simple. Open your Yango app, go to shops, and do your grocery shopping at Cheers Hypermarket via Yango. Cheers Hypermarket. The smile in every aisle is now everywhere you are. Cheers, mate. Make delicious homemade meals effortlessly with new Bento noodles with spice and herb. Good, better, Bento.
Hey you, scrolling through life looking for that glow? Shadol Beauty Store has your back, your brows, and your beauty. From the hottest international brands to authentic local favorites, plus our exclusive Shadol Cosmetics line, we're here to make you shine. Makeover? Let our pros hook you up with makeup services, threading, eyebrow lamination, and personalized skin consultations. Pop by our stores at Levy Mall, East Park Mall, or Novari Pinnacle Mall. Conveniently shop online at www.shadol.com with countrywide delivery. For inquiries, call 0762 626 586. Shadol Beauty Store. Discover the beauty within.
The Radiation Protection Authority is informing transporters, clearing agents, law enforcement agencies, and all stakeholders involved in the transportation of byproducts of mining, mineral ores and concentrates, industrial and domestic chemicals, IT vehicles, fertilizers, and ceramic products that there has been an upward adjustment in radiation monitoring and assessment fees. These are the adjustments. Fees will now be collected per product and not per vehicle. Imports and exports 250 fee units at 100 kwacha. Transit through Zambia 3,250 fee units 1,300 kwacha. Fees to be paid through the Zambia Revenue Authority payment platform. Call us on 0211 252 481 or visit www.rpa.gov.zm. Radiation Protection Authority, a credible regulator ensuring a radiation safe environment.
The new Fruticana smoothie in 4 exciting flavors. Fruticana smoothie, color your mood.
This is Maro Auto Spares. With that check engine light on your dash or anything else, Maro is your one-stop shop for all your genuine auto spares for your car. From Nissan, Toyota, Mercedes-Benz, Mitsubishi, Subaru, Mazda, and all other car brands in Zambia with pricing that is better than the other guys. Don't waste your time. Call Maro on 0977 434 717 or visit them along Chilumbulu Road opposite Livana Secondary School at Mount Meru Filling Station and in Chilenje with branches in Ndola and Joma. Maro Auto Spares. Genuine parts your car will ever need.
Kotalala kosizila kumfika bie iye na nilastilo mfika fi ukamwamo kasipu imamve kache chayamo kako kupopanga bine yamu batala nilast
Give me another. Okay.
Daddy's going to finish these fritters.
Ah, nice. Where did you buy them from?
I fried them, Daddy. I did.
You mean you bought them?
No, Daddy. He prepared them using vitumbua flour mix. Mommy bought.
Vitumbua flour mix, Daddy. It's new. You just add yeast and water. And onto the frying pan. Easy peasy, like lemon squeezy.
Simple.
And
The rest when you fry some more.
Daddy, it's me who fried them.
I thought Daddy never liked fritters.
Now I do.
Vitumbua flour mix.
Vitumbua flour mix is a pre-mixed flour. Easy to prepare, quicker, and cost-saving. Available in 10 kg packs. So if you like or sell fritters, demand for Vitumbua flour mix and get value for your money. Vitumbua flour mix, a new product from National Milling Corporation. Zambia's pride, nationwide.
Ignite your brand's potential with Hot Prints Limited premier branding and printing services. On offer are branded quality corporate attire such as caps, t-shirts,